2 wins out of 2 then for Everton and for Carlo Ancelotti, and how things can change in football. I've just been sat here thinking, 3-4 weeks ago, if that, the mess we were in as fans, it was just such a dark time. We were seemingly in free fall, didn't really know where to go. Of course, then Duncan Ferguson comes in, stabilises us, gets a few really good results for us, restores the passion, pride, fight, desire, and stabilised us, by picking up them much needed points and injecting what it meant to be Everton back into the team, back into the players, back into the club. But now we find ourselves with one of the best managers in the world. Of course, it's fantastic to see that Big Duncan Ferguson is assistant manager alongside Ancelotti's son as well. And yeah, now, as I say, we find ourselves with one of the world's best on the end of back-to-back wins against tough teams, respectively, as well. Burnley, like I said in my previous video, we all knew they'd set up and be really tough to break down. To go on and get the win against them was huge, and a clean sheet. And then at St James's Park yesterday, it's a really tough place to go. And given the fact that we took the lead, let Newcastle back into the game with little over half an hour to go, but still, and it never really felt in doubt that we were still going to go on and get the 3 points. And there's so many reasons why these two results and performances have been pleasing. In terms of the manager, Ancelotti, he's shown already why he's one of the greatest. We've seen the shape of the team spot on. We've seen the rotation. He's put that to use. We saw again yesterday 5 changes there were to the starting 11 that started against Burnley. We saw Tom Davies come in to start, Theo Walcott as well, and Moise Kean. Of course, they were used as substitutes in the previous game, and he'd said that he might use, he was looking at using the squad to give some players a much-needed rest. And, that's the way modern football is now. So much of it is about squad rotation and using it correctly, especially over the Christmas and the festive period. So he's shown that he does that exceptionally well. Substitutions, again, across the 2 games, I think have been spot on at the right times. And, he's not been afraid to mix things up. He's been spot on, and it's accumulated 6 points for us out of 6. And, yeah, we're looking ahead to our next game against Manchester City. But first, we look back on Newcastle yesterday. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, again, 2 goals for the lad. He is in exceptional form. Is it 5 out of 5 league games now or something like that? I'm not sure if that's the exact stat. I know he scored twice against Chelsea, didn't he? He scored against Burnley, and he scored the 2 yesterday there at St James's, of course, as well. And just overall, his performances seem to be improving. He's starting to look like a really, worthy of that number 9 shirt. And he had a post yesterday that I really liked as well, in which he said he knows how important it is, the number, and how much of a privilege it is to wear it, and that hopefully he can continue to do us proud, and long may that continue. And he's got the right attitude. The lad's got a bang on attitude. He's 21 years of age, a real talent. I think he's had such a thankless task for so long under so many managers, that now there's somebody who's come in playing him in a role that suits as part of a front forward 2. It's working really well. Richarlison and Keane as well. Looks like they're building a good relationship together. So I'm made up for him to have another 2 goals to his name. I think that's 8 Premier League goals now for him. And it just shows, again, what difference it can make. Of course, Big Dunk as well has worked really closely with him, and that shows massively. But yeah, Carlo Ancelotti spoke about what was important in the team and this sense of belonging. He keeps mentioning Seamus Coleman and Leighton Baines, and that they really are sort of part of the fabric of Everton. They get it. They've got that professionalism. They've got that love for the club, and will give everything for the shirt. And we saw Leighton Baines start again as captain. You love to see that. I think he had a really good game again at left back. Baines, he did come off towards the end for Yerry Mina, but a solid performance from him again. He's 35 years of age. Bainesy, what an absolute star he is. We love the lad. Tom Davies I was impressed with as well in midfield. Again, there are a few mistakes. There are the missed passes. But I think his overall play is improving and has been really good recently. Same with young Mason Holgate. We need to make sure that we get him penned down for... He's not got too much longer on his contract, so that needs to be addressed ASAP, because he is developing all the time into a fantastic player. Yeah, so I was happy with the way he set up yesterday, again with the 4-4-2, but Moise Kean got the nod to start, and actually, I think, had one of his best performances in a blue shirt. Was unlucky not to get himself on the score sheet, created himself a couple of opportunities and a few efforts at goal that the keeper did well to deal with. So he looked more lively, starting to look fitter, but again, he was subbed off. I think it's more of a fitness thing and getting him into the swing of things and into the flow of the Premier League. But it was excellent to see that and see him again on the pitch with Calvert-Lewin when he netted the first goals, and see him as a real part of the team, because I think we were all a little bit concerned given his start to his Everton career, and then, you know, with things that have happened over recent weeks. So it's great to see everyone is banging tune. Everyone is really happy right now. There's a real togetherness from the fans. I mean, the fans yesterday, again, absolutely exceptional. The Carlo Fantastico chant, all the chants at the moment. It's just brilliant to see the fans like that again, and all together and all lapping it up and genuinely excited for our future again. And I know it's been 2 games, 2 results, but as I said, it's not only been the points that we've got and the wins, but it's been what we've seen so far from the manager in the short space of time proves that he is going to be a success here. And, you know, this is with the squad we've already got. You've seen improvement over the 2 games in what he can draw out of players, what he's able to do, and that's a sign of a top manager as well. And, of course, we know we've got January just around the corner now to add to our squad, which I'm sure we will do. I'm not sure who's going to come in or anything like that. We'll leave that to the manager, but I'm sure we'll see a couple of additions. So it's all really, really exciting. What else did I want to talk about? I think there's a couple of things that maybe, you know, we still need to see improved, is when we're defending set pieces at times, we still look very vulnerable. Andy Carroll did cause us trouble yesterday and ultimately was heavily involved in the Newcastle equaliser. But as I said previously in this video, like it never really felt like we weren't going to come back and get the win, which for me shows how much we've come on even from a few weeks ago. That had been a few weeks ago, you concede the equaliser and we're going on to lose that game, not to win it. But it felt always yesterday that we were going to go on to win it, and that's exactly what we did. Fantastic team performance as well. Everybody's fighting for each other. We look more organised. We see that we're able to change the shape, draw in the game and revert depending on how the game's going. Yeah, it's just great to see. I'm really excited about Everton again. Really, really excited about Everton again, and the players that we've got. Calvert-Lewin, the young lads, Davis, Holgate, who I've already referred to, but then you've had, you know, the likes of Seamus Coleman in as well, and Leighton Bainsey playing their parts massively over the last couple of games. And we've said for ages how this kind of mixed match of players, it's caused problems, but actually it seems like Ancelotti's making it work and using it to our advantage. And it's excellent. You know, we've climbed up the table, which was massively needed after we were in the relegation zone not so long ago. We find ourselves not too far off all the other teams. You know, is it 7 points off 4th or something I saw now? Or, you know, so we've obviously, but I think it's the same from the relegation zone. So it just shows how tight that league is, and we've just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. It is a massive project, but to see us start with 2 wins is excellent. We all feel really excited and positive about our future again, which, given where we were, just seems bizarre. Our next game is, of course, Manchester City on New Year's Day at the Etihad, and they are, of course, without Edison as well, who got sent off in their game against Wolves the other night, so that works in our benefit. I think we are definitely capable of going there and getting a result. City need to win, to be honest. They are so far out now of the title race. They need to win, but I don't know whether that'll mean that they're psychologically a bit more, you know, defeated from that. We'll see that in their performance, perhaps. They have got suspensions, a lot of injuries, so we've got the opportunity to go there and get something. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I'm excited to see how Ancelotti fares against Pep's Manchester City. And, you know, Burnley and Newcastle, two decent sides, but obviously it's a different level when you go and play Manchester City. So I'm actually excited to see how we fare against them instead of dreading it. So that's nice. But yeah, another massive win for Everton yesterday. The fans were fantastic. The team were fantastic. Ancelotti's fantastic. We won our last game of the decade. Calvert-Lewin with a brace. The lad is just going from strength to strength. And it is feeling very good to be blue right now, and long may it continue. So we'll look forward to our game in a few days' time against Manchester City. But for now, enjoy the fact that we've got back-to-back wins and we can smile and show some pride again in our team. And yeah, onwards and upwards now, Blues. Up the toffees.